wants some? Who's next? Huh? How about it? Who wants some?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hello, and welcome back to the VHS Doom podcast and rental store. As always, I'm your host, Dylan, and we're so glad that you're joining us again this week for another dive into the shelves of madness. We hope you all enjoyed our last episode where we headed to the motherfucking slaughterhouse and hung out with our best buddy ever, old Buddy. What a fucking wild film, man. That was a good time. I can't help but think about Buddy
that's a good
shoving
movie.
himself into some torn up
Long Kiss
cop
Goodnight's a good
clothes.
movie.
Man, I'm gonna have to stop playing this shit. You got such ADD.
I actually have ADHD, so
I know you do. That's okay. Yeah, but Buddy shoving himself into some torn up bloody cop clothes was just it was such a solid film, man. Really,
that was really funny.
Yeah, and also, despite being nearly killed by the goddamn ravioli boys, bitch, I'm never
Alfredo
fucking...
Jones is coming, bitch.
Yeah, I can't touch spaghetti sauce. Don't you fucking ruin Alfredo sauce for me either. I'm still here. I'm
coming to get you, bitch.
Scabby burped me right back into existence. I was no longer rolled into a ball and shoved into some pasty with some cheese and sauce. So, I'm back.
They filled him with ricotta cheese and they burned him alive.
Yeah, and then I came right back. So that was cool. Thanks, Scab. Fucking your gang. Your gang's going to get boiled, man. I'm going to boil them. Anyway, this week, as always, I'm joined by my ever nefarious, dastardly, can-cracking, and always awesome co-host, Mikey Muto.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, shit, Damn,
Why did I get shot?
I just shot you. Oops. You're okay.
Why are you trying to kill me now?
You're just bleeding a little bit. Hey, you fucking sicked at a gang on me. You get the fuck out of here. Why are you attacking me?
Alfredo Jones sent them.
Sure. Alfredo fucking Jones. I guess he would be the boss of the ravioli bullies, though. I guess. Okay.
That's the joke, dude. Thanks.
Yeah, all right. So if you didn't know already, we have a Patreon. We have a couple tiers you can join at. Go check it out, patreon.com, VHS Doom. Look us up. You can get some VHS tape shipped to your door if you want, and you join. You can get a custom member card, and we'll send you a shirt, if you join at the right tier. So go check it out. It goes a long way to support the show if you guys do join, and we just appreciate you. And also, if you haven't already... please subscribe wherever you're listening to the podcast. That is an awesome way to help us out. It gets us out in front of more people. And the more we grow the show, the more cool shit we can do and the more cool, people we can talk to. And that's really that. We are so close to I think we're 79 subs or something just on Spotify. We've been growing on Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, and everything else. So, go subscribe. When we hit 100 subscribers, maybe I'll send the 100th person something like a tape.
Send
I don't know,
a little bit of
or
ravioli.
One of the 100 at random. Maybe I'll do that. That way it's fair. Or that's it. I'll send you some ravioli in a jar of Alfredo sauce. That would.
You're gonna have to cook it.
Yeah, you gotta. I'm not cooking. Fuck that. But I'll send it to you. I think you can mail food, right? Yeah, definitely. You can mail food. Yeah.
Especially pasta, it's just dry. Unless you're going to cook
What
it.
If it got there and the pasta jars were broken and it was just sauce in a box? That would be...
Broken glass and sauce.
That would be representative of our show. So wherever you're listening to, if you have already subscribed, you're awesome. And if you have subscribed and you haven't left us a rating... just go click the stars. Let us know what you think. We have one person, Doug, actually, who left us a review, a really nice review on Apple. So, Doug, I know we haven't chatted with you in a while, but I hope you're doing well. And if anybody else wants to go leave us a little review on Apple Podcasts, that'd be awesome. We'd appreciate it. So anyway, that's it. Check out the merch store, vhsdoom.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll get a link to the merch store. I really got to come up with a new shirt. I really liked the idea of putting what was the guy's name from Sleepaway Camp, the little boy? The cousin. What's his name? I don't fucking remember.
I want to
Dennis?
say Peter, but I'm wrong.
Peter? No, Peter was the dead brother.
No, you mean Angela.
Right? Yeah, no, Angela, Peter, you know what I mean. Right, the quote-unquote dead brother. Yeah. God, I don't remember his name, but I liked the idea a couple weeks ago when you're like, oh, we should put that on a shirt, and it was his face, and it said, like, eat shit and live. I think we should do that. I think that's going to be the next shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
I forgot about that.
But we do have some cool Grindhouse shirts and some random ass shit that we made on there. So go check it out. And if you join Patreon, son of a fucking bitch. God damn. What are you drinking? Little Monster?
Zero sugar.
Little Monster? A Monster?
Yeah, zero sugar.
Yeah, it would be zero sugar. You ain't sweet. I don't even know what that means.
I got a 24 case from Sam's Club the other day.
Oh, nice. That's adult shit. Going to Sam's Club. Yeah. We go to BJ's. Yeah, we go to BJ's.
Oh, yeah, we have a BJ's card, yeah.
Yeah, BJ's is cool. Anyway, yeah, so that's that, friends. We want you to come on the show if you're a producer, director, actor, and you're promoting a project. Or if you just want to come on and do an interview, you've done some cool shit in the past, that'd be awesome. We'd love to talk to you.
Or if
you can shoot us an
like
email
a movie episode, that'd be cool too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you want to, we'll do a little round table. Let us know.
Show your stuff and then go do a round table.
Yeah, for sure. Show your stuff. Show your shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. Shoot us an email, vhsdoom@gmail.com, and we will chat about whatever you guys want to chat about.
/ All
right, man. No, there's not. There's none of that. No, don't start that again. Holy fuck. I think, didn't we recommend Jungle Book last week? I think we did. Yeah, don't stop that again.
I didn't say Jungle Book.
No, I said don't start that again. That's the line from the vultures, right? In Jungle Book.
I haven't seen that movie in ages.
Well, I mean, it came out in 1967. You've had
it's been 20 years since I've seen it, probably.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I'm probably the same for me. Probably the same. They came out with that live action one, though. I watched that one. It was okay. Yeah. Yeah, they made King Louie like a fucking... He looked like Godzilla. I mean, King Kong. I don't know why I can't ever get their names right. I literally always call them the wrong names.
Donkey Kong,
No, I know. I know who they are. I just always say the wrong one when I'm thinking about them. It's stupid.
You look at Mothra and you call her Godzilla.
Right. Oh, look, it's Godzilla.
Hey, look, it's Godzilla's best friend, Godzilla.
It's Godzilla's best friend, King Kong. I mean, Mothra. Yeah. Anyway. All right. How the fuck have you been, dude?
I've been good. Just getting ready for the baby. We're 2 weeks out. Just excited. I don't know. We've been doing the usual stuff, like taking Sammy to swimming, music class, different little events at night at the community center nearby, just to keep him busy.
Yeah. Okay.
I only watched one movie this week because I've been tired after all my days lately because it's really hot out. We're out all day in the poolers and stuff like that.
No, I hear that, man. I hear that. So what did you watch this week?
Okay, so I watched from Antonio Margheriti. So I was doing the... do you remember in Inglourious Bastards when they keep saying Margheriti and they keep referencing the director?
Oh, yeah.
So I watched his movie. The Long Hair of Death, starring Barbara Steele. It's a gothic horror movie from Italy.
Nice.
In the 15th century feudal village, a lord murders a woman. Her eldest daughter, years later, the daughter reappears during a thunderstorm to avenge her mother.
Okay. All right.
It kind of has the same feel of Bava's Black Sunday. I have a feeling that's why Barbara Steele was casted in that movie, because she was the star of that.
Okay. Yeah.
But
nice.
if you like gothic horror movies from like the 60s in black and white, you'll like it.
Okay, cool. That sounds fun, man. I wish I would have had time to watch something like that. That would have been cool. But I didn't. So once again, as I've said for the last several weeks, I have time to fit in shows right now. So I fit in like a show and a half. But what did I do? So this week I did the same shit as I always do. I worked. I feel like we say the same shit every week, and then randomly some weeks are really, really fucking cool. So that's funny. But yeah, no, I worked a lot. I said things are going well at work though, which is cool. So, not as much stress as when I first got back from the baby, which is nice. It took me like a month to get everything back in order.
People are showing up.
Yeah, but now people are showing up. Things are looking good. I have a good staff in place, which is nice. On the personal side, okay, so guess what Carla did? She can't be mad at me about tapes anymore because she's like a big advocate of like the free buy nothing movement. Have you heard of that? Yeah. So if you haven't heard of that, the Buy Nothing movement it's like a bunch of groups on Facebook, typically, of people that are like, hey, I'm just going to give away the things I don't need to people who need them. And everyone else does that. So you end up getting a lot of stuff, that you need without paying for it. And you just kind of like pay it forward and pass your own stuff along. So she's always like, whatever neighborhood we move into, she's always a part of the Buy Nothing page in that town or neighborhood. And she saw a box of VHS tapes and tried to get them for me. That was like the nicest thing. She didn't. Somebody else got them before we did, but that was nice. So Carla tried to get me some tapes. So just throwing it out there. I think I don't think she hates the tapes as much as I thought. So that's good. Speaking of,
keep going like pixely.
Yeah, I know my internet's really shit. So we're about to get fiber coming into the neighborhood. So soon, like the day that I have the ability to sign up for it, I will. But my internet's been shitternet for sure. What else?
They upgraded mine, but it's not even like enough.
No, they always say that they're giving you more, but they actually don't. That's the thing. Like I'm paying for the next package, and I'm getting worse service than I had before sometimes. So anyway, yeah. So and then I also kind of got the studio how I like it. So I'm really happy about that. Kind of got all the tapes organized a bit. Well, kind of organized. It doesn't look super organized, but I like the way it is all stacked together. So I'm loving my new little studio setup. I got my lights. So I got some green lights and the white lights and these little cool ass fucking things. I can change all the different colors. And so I am just having a grand old time in the VHS Doom studio, man. And Mikey's next. Yeah, I see your shit behind you there. I see it. You'll get that all set up.
I think I'm going to get lighting too or something. I have the posters behind me.
Yeah.
But you can't really see them.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool when Mark Shostrom saw the Reanimator poster and said something. And didn't Buddy say something too about the ones behind me?
He did, yeah. Buddy brought him up too, yeah. That was cool. Yeah, no, it's neat.
I think it was Frankenhooker he saw, yeah.
He did, yeah, and then he was able to talk. Or no, maybe Mark saw Frankenhooker and talked about having worked on. No,
he saw Reanimator and said that he worked on it.
And then maybe Buddy saw Frankenhooker. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of Buddy, yeah, I'm going to see him down in North Carolina in November. So that's going to be like my late birthday present to myself, which is cool. But I've already talked about that. I feel like I'm just repeating shit. So yeah, that's kind of what I did. What did I watch? House of Dragon. I'm on to like the 3rd episode. So even that I'm behind on because I don't have a lot of time to watch things, but I really am a sucker for, the Game of Thrones, George, R.R. Martin. Huh? I like them dragons.
Dylan wants to fuck dragons.
Dylan wants to ride dragons. I don't know in what context you'll
Sexually.
take that. You're so stupid. I am a fan of dragons, though, man. You know where it all started? Smaug. I'm a big fan of Smaug. The Hobbit. Yeah, that's like.
Oh, the Hobbit.
That's it's a guilty pleasure of mine. the Lord of the Rings shit. But anyway, yeah. So House of Dragon, kind of cool. Only on the 3rd episode. I think the next episode there's supposed to be like dragons being killed and stuff. So that's cool. But and sad. But anyway, and then I checked out a new anime actually. So it's a horror anime. I mentioned this last week that I kind of wanted to start looking into horror anime because I'm an anime fan anyway. Yeah. So there's a guy at work, and I'm going to name drop him because I told him I would. Christian, who passed along, he knows anime like horror movies. Right, so he knows when they were made. He knows all of the good ones. He's just watched a shit ton, so he can recommend a ton of titles. And he actually wants to start his own podcast to talk about anime. So when I was like, do they do horror anime? And then he kind of started telling me some that he liked. So I checked out Dark Gathering. That's the title of this one, which is actually really cool. It's about like a little girl who can see both the spirit world and the real world at the same time. She meets up with a guy who can kind of have spirits drawn to him or something. I'm only on to like episode 3, but
when did this come out?
Dark Gathering. That's a good question. 2019.
I have one to recommend you.
Yeah,
it's it's really fucked up. It's called Perfect Blue.
Perfect Blue.
From 1997, yeah. Do you want me to explain it to you or not?
Yeah, tell me what's the premise.
So, pretty much, it's a psychological horror movie where a young Japanese singer is encouraged by her agent to quit singing and pursue acting, but then an obsessed fan comes and tries to attack her.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
It's on Netflix now, but I have the Blu-ray for that one.
Nice.
Steelbook.
All right, maybe I'll watch that because it's only an hour and 21 minutes. There's like a time frame that's really like working for my life right now because, 2 kids. So by the time I get home from work, if I get home at like 6 or whatever, I change really quick and then I clock into dad mode and I'm playing with Ari until she has to go to bed at 8. And then if we're doing bath and getting her in bed and then she wants books read to her, by the time I'm done, it's 9, and it's just like, if I can get to bed by 10:30 and back to work again, I'm good. So, and I got an hour and 20, I can do that.
I'm usually either crashing at like 10 or for some reason I'm up until 3. It depends.
That would fuck me up. That would ruin my week if I had to stay up that late.
I had one more thing. I am saving episodes of The Boys for when Katie has a baby.
Oh, yeah.
We're behind on a new season. There's still like 9 episodes for us to watch.
I had to pick between The Boys and House of Dragon, and I picked House of Dragon because I'm more of a nerd than that. So, but The Boys is up next.
The gore in it is amazing.
Yeah, it is good.
The makeup effects is amazing.
I like a lot of it. I really do. The acting's. I'm a big fan of the young Quaid. What's his name? I always want to say Dennis, but it's his son, right? Randy Quaid or something?
Is it? No, that's his brother.
Oh.
That's his crazy brother.
Right. Fuck, I don't remember. He's one of the Quaids. But he's really good in that. And then I'm always a fan of...
Jack Quaid.
Is it Jack? Jack Quaid? Yeah.
Yeah, Meg Ryan's son.
Oh, right. Yeah, but Carl Urban, I mean, he's fucking a beast and everything. And he's been in everything.
Judge fucking Dredd.
He's been in everything. Like every cool comic book / dorky series. You know what I mean?
Judge
Dredd. That was a really good
that was an amazing
entry
movie.
Into that whole universe. He was good in, wasn't he in Thor? I think he was in Thor, right? He was in the MCU. And then he was in Star Trek.
I know he was in Star Trek. I don't remember him. Hold on.
Yeah, he was.
Like we're just like going off scripts.
We are. It's okay. We're just. I mean, this is for us to chill and chat. Now, he definitely. Carl Urban was in. Yeah, Dredd, Mortal Kombat 2, Lord of the Rings. He was one of the writers of Rohan. Star Trek. He was in Thor Ragnarok. He was in Riddick, Doom, The Bourne Supremacy. He's played in like so much good shit. So much good shit. And he's from New Zealand. So that's why he's so cool, you know?
He's Kiwi.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Fake Australian.
That's right. That's right, mate. That's right.
Check out our Dead Alive episode.
Mikey. Mikey. It's me, Mikey, your best friend. I hear you think I'm Australian, Mikey. Where the fuck is that coming from? Holy shit, bro. Where is that noise coming from?
I'm Alfredo Jones, and I got a gun.
You answering me, Mikey? Oh, what the fuck?
Alfredo Jones got the gun.
Who's this goddamn bottle of Alfredo sauce? Oh, holy
I got a gun.
fuck.
I ain't playing, bitch.
Crikey, mate.
Tie him up, Ravioli Boys. Get him.
Oh my god, he just turned into smoke and like flew out of the store. Where was that even? Did he come out of the vents? What the hell was that, bro?
I think so. We have to close those vents.
Holy shit. Good thing you had old Alfredo Jones here to give him a real saucy time, you know what I'm saying? All right.
Jesus.
Holy shit. Anyway, this is Off the Rails times 10. Yeah, so that's what we did. That's what we watched. So let's get the fuck get you guys checked back in from last week. All right, we hope you got these all in good order. You got them rewound. You know, Be Kind Rewind. We put the sticker on every single fucking tape. So let's check these out. All right, so last week we sent you home with just a dope ass Mikey Mutant curated list of films, which started with Psychos in Love by Gorman Bechard from 1987.
Bechard? I think it's Bechard.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that sounds right. Next, we sent you with Blood Diner from Jackie Kong from 1987. Thank you very much.
That one's a remake above Herschel Gordon Lewis's Blood Feast.
Yes, Blood Feast. Speaking of Blood Feast, we have a Blood Feast shirt on the website. Just throwing that out there. Mm-hmm. Next, we sent you with Blood Frenzy from Hal Freeman from 1987. And then we sent you with Strip to Kill by Kat Shea from 1987, which that one sounded super racy, man. It was like undercover cop is a stripper, and I don't know. It sounded like a exploitative film, my friend.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a slasher movie, too.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
And then lastly, for the kids and the fam, we sent you with The Jungle Book by Wolfgang Reitherman from 1967, the year that Mikey was born. Very, very cool. All right, so how's everything look this week, guys?
I'm simultaneously 33 and like, yeah.
And math. Anyway, so how's everything looking this week, bud?
Wait, why is there a adult video in the Jungle Book box?
There's an adult video in the Jungle Book box? What is it? Is it Tentacle Boy's Booty Holes 4?
Who did this?
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Wait, hold on. It's kind of morphing. It's kind of turning into... Is that a fucking grenade? Holy shit, Mikey's arms blew off! What the fuck? Oh my god!
Your arms, dude.
Holy,
down.
My arms are gone too! Ah!
No, my arms are here.
We both lost our arms! Holy shit. Okay, well that was weird. Oh my god. No, look, there's a knife. How did you end up sitting on a bed? There's a knife coming up through the mattress. Holy shit, it just stabbed him in his butthole! Oh my god. Dandy Man is putting us through a house of horrors. It's like the store's filled with crazy people. What's happening?
And Alfredo sauce.
Alright, that was weak, but whatever. I'll make it work. Holy shit. Alright, so Mikey's butthole is currently bleeding like crazy. My arms have been blown off. Can we get a little help in here? Anybody? Anybody? Holy fuck. Scabby! Wow. Okay, my arms are floating up into the air. Oh, they're coming back towards my body. Oh my god, holy shit. Okay, my arms are back on. How's your butthole? Is your butthole okay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bro, is your butthole okay? I'm asking you a question. Is it still bleeding from that big ass fucking Bowie knife that got shoved up there through the mattress?
Booty knife.
You still got a booty knife? You save it for later?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're just not in this at all this week, man. Come on.
No, I'm joking. I was trying to act like I wasn't serious.
That's okay. All right. So booty knife's good. All right, good. All right, friends. This show's off the rails times 10. What's new, though? Welcome to VHS Doom. We're so glad you guys are here. And once again, that's why we call it the Shelves of Madness. It's mostly us. We're mad. Okay. So this week, we're going to dive into quite the fun fucking film. You know why you're here if you read the fucking title. Alone in the Dark from 1982. This is going to be a good time. So go ahead and press play for me on this fucking Madhouse event. Let's get it. Press play. Press play.
Anything can happen when you're alone in the dark.
Are you afraid of the dark? Sometimes. It's sort of fun. What was that? When I was a little kid, I was scared to death to be alone in the dark. I always knew that there was something that I couldn't see that wanted to get me. Hold on. What's the matter now? Did you hear that? In the closet. Oh my God. Outside the window. The worst thing of all is the thing under the bed. Billy? It isn't real.
This is a very serious situation.
I know that we're all a little on edge here tonight, but let's take it easy, okay? I mean, this is an old house. There are all kinds of sounds.
Starring Jack Palance, Donald Pleasence, Martin Landau, Dwight Schultz, Erland Van Lith. Alone in the Dark from New Line Cinema.
All right. Good shit. So let's get to it. Mikey, he's going to take it away and read the back of that box for us, and then we'll jump into a bunch of fucking notes.
All right. In a secluded mental institution, electricity fuels the high-tech security system that keeps the nearby neighborhood safe from the deviant menaces like Frank Hawks, played by Jack Palance, Preacher, by Martin Landau, also named Byron. I looked that up too. Dr. Bain maintains the order while the new doctor, Dan Potter, arrives in town with his family, but inmates don't take kindly to Peter's presence and believe that he killed off the former therapist. Suddenly, the power outage leaves the town in chaos.
Yes, Alone in the Dark. Oh, man. So, just a testament. If you guys if you're not Patreon members, if you are, you know that we will put out like pre-show episodes where you can listen in to all the shit we talk about before we start actually recording the show. But Mikey was telling me in the pre-show, how much did you pay for that DVD?
No, not this. This is the Blu-ray.
Oh no! Tell me how much was the DVD?
I got it on eBay for like $80.
That's wild. So,
physical. But I had it once before. I just sold it when I was younger.
Yeah, physical media, friends. Things go out of print. You know, they can be worth some money. So let's go ahead and just dive in here. We're going to do a quick synopsis of the film. like a high level and some of the players, and then we'll talk about the plot and what we thought of the film. It's a real basic episode this week. Also, I did dig out some trivia notes. I think that was a fun section when we were talking trivia last week, so I'm going to keep that. We'll talk a little trivia each week about these films. So, Alone in the Dark is a 1982 American slasher film that was co-written and directed by Jack Shoulder. Is it Shoulder or Shoulder?
I think it's Shoulder.
Yeah, Shoulder, right? Yeah. In his directorial debut, and starring Jack Palance. Yep. Martin Landau. I knew that and still mispronounced it.
Martin Landau.
Yeah. Donald Pleasence. Dwight Schultz and Erland Van Lith, I think. The plot follows a psychiatrist's family who are being besieged by 4 escaped mental patients during a power blackout. Following stunts and polyester, it was one of the first films produced by New Line Cinema. So that's pretty cool to know.
The house that Freddy built.
Yeah. So a couple more players in this. It was produced by Robert Shea and Benny Corzin. And the cinematography was by Joseph Mangine.
Robert Shea was the owner of New Line.
Yeah, founder, owner of New Line. That's right. It was edited by Arlene Garson. The music was by Renato Serio. It was
the best poster for it.
Yes, that is a good one. Which they do show a hatchet, but not for long, and it's not double-sided. Just throwing that out there. So
yeah, no, I have a shirt that's in red with colors of that.
Yeah. It was released on November 19th, 1982 to a 92-minute runtime. Its budget apparently was $1 million, and it seemed to have made a little bit of money at bringing in $1.4 million at the box office. So generally a success. The plot notes, we're just going to go through kind of paragraph by paragraph, and we can talk about what we thought. All right, so psychiatrist Dan Potter is appointed on the staff of Dr. Leo Bain's experimental psychiatric hospital known as the Haven in New Jersey. It's always fucking Jersey, man. Always Jersey. His predecessor, Dr. Merton, has taken a new position in Philadelphia and moved on. Dan, his wife, Nell, and their daughter, Lila, move into a rural home in the area. At Haven, Dr.
I wouldn't say it's rural. I would say it's like the suburbs.
They mention a couple times, like, oh, you have so much land. Or at least once. The sister, I think, mentions, oh, you have so much land out here. So I think it was kind of rural. I think it was. I don't think it was like a suburb. It kind of seemed like a farm almost. But I don't know. At Haven, Dr. Bain uses lenient security methods, except with the third-floor patients who he keeps contained with an electric security door.
I have something to say about that. They were too on the nose that the security like electricity is going to go off.
They were super on the nose because everyone was like, "It's just power, man. It's just power." Yeah. And I was like, okay.
And then like the whole I thought it was funny with the sister with the protesting sign too.
Yeah, that's true too. And then I also thought it was funny. This is just like a theme of like blatant foreshadowing, but like when the sister was talking about always having been worried about somebody grabbing her from under the bed, I was like, okay, yeah, somebody's going to get grabbed from under a bed. They're just foreshadowing left and right. So,
that thing is fucking scary. We'll talk about it later, but yeah, it's fucking scary.
It was. So I
forgot it was in the movie too.
yeah, that was.
I've seen it so many times. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we'll get there. So among those patients that are on the third floor are former POW Frank Hawks, pyromaniac evangelist Byron, preacher Sutcliffe, an obese child molester named Ronald Elster, and a shy serial killer named John the Bleeder Skagg, who refuses to show his face. Angered by Dr. Merton's departure, the third-floor patients irrationally blame Dan, believing he has murdered Merton and taken his place. The 4 men make plans to kill Dan and retrieve his address from Dr. Bain's office. We'll go through the next paragraph and then talk notes. So Dan's younger sister, Tony, who has recently suffered a nervous breakdown, arrives to visit. Dan, Nell, and Tony go to a local rock club, while Lila is left with a babysitter named Bunky. A regional power...
I thought that was funny.
Bunky being her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a unique name, for sure. A regional power outage occurs. The security system at Haven fails, and the 4 men on the 3rd floor escape, killing security guard Ray in the process before killing another doctor and then stealing his car. They stop at a local strip
They
mall.
didn't just kill him; they like broke him in half.
We'll get to that. They stop by a local strip mall that's being looted during the blackout and arm themselves with weapons from a sporting goods store. Then they leave Skag behind after he kills an innocent bystander and really just runs off. Okay. So up
with the coolest hockey mask, honestly.
Right. So up to that point, what kind of notes do you have? Because we've gotten to the point where they're just starting to, get into their psychotic rampage.
I made a joke that I had that dream before, being cut in half like that.
Oh, the fucking Art the Clown, the upside down, sawed in half kill. Oh shit! Have you had that dream for real?
Yeah, I've been like killed like that in my dreams. Yeah.
What?
Also, Donald Pleasence is back in a mental hospital as a doctor.
Yes, he does fit that role very well. Although I thought his character in this film was much more easygoing than his character in Halloween.
I thought he was. I have this idea of like, if they did another movie, he'd be one of the patients in there.
That would be cool.
Like it was all in his head.
Right? Yeah. He made it because he seemed wild. Anyway, he seemed like he was off his rocker. Yeah.
I already said the Martin Landau one where he's like so creepy in his movie.
Yeah, for sure.
The foreshadowing with the electricity, I already talked about that. Oh, Jack Palance's character Hawks is an asshole and just. It's his fault this all happens.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's the leader.
And literally no one stopped him.
Yeah.
Even though they knew.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. The last two are just literally just rephrasing other things.
Okay. Yeah, no, so I had a lot of similar stuff. So I thought it was really cool in the very beginning because you're following, what do they call him? Preacher? Or Preacher Byron.
Yeah.
You're in his dream. You don't know that, but you're following him into a diner, and it's just called Mom's, like Mom's Diner. It reminded me kind of a Jersey diner, so I'm sure they filmed this. Maybe they did film this in Jersey. I don't know.
I miss those diners.
Yeah, when he sits down and he's just talking to the guy next to him, like the waitress goes to the back to get him his food, and the kitchen is on fire. And then she brings out a plate with a giant fish on it, and then a frog hops by. And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
I have one more note.
Yeah.
I made a joke about the child molester. I said, Fatty's not like us, not like us. I was quoting Kendrick Lamar. I thought that was funny.
Oh, my God.
And I said certified pedophile wrapped.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So when he gets, he's about to get like Art the Clown killed. That knife was shiny as shit. That was pretty cool. But that
was like a machete.
Yeah, it was. It was huge. And he wakes up, and screaming in the hospital. So, it's a dream and everything. But that was a very interesting opening. I thought that the mansion looked familiar. And I just wrote down this note and I never even looked it up. So I really don't know. But are there mansions or houses that are frequently used in films? I think the answer is yes. But I feel like I get that vibe a lot,
In the slasher movie Deadly Manor, it was shot in Suffern, New York.
Okay.
It's in like a manor that's like near there. I think it's like abandoned now.
Oh yeah. 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 No, I feel like there probably are quite a few houses that are reused throughout different films.
Or even House by the Cemetery. That house is a group home in Cambridge, Massachusetts now.
Did they ever shoot anything else at that house?
Ghost House by Umberto Lenzi.
So they did House by the Cemetery and Ghost House at the same house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So obviously it happens. But yeah, I just got really like familiar vibes looking at the mansion for some reason. And I couldn't place it. But anyway, I thought it was hilarious when the doctor, what's his name? The new guy? Potter. Dr. Potter. So yeah, when Potter is walking in, the receptionist in the beginning, she's like, he's not here. You can't see him. Well, he is here, but you can't see him. He's invisible. So like she was acting like a receptionist, but she was someone who had been a receptionist and who had lost her mind, and they just allow her to be the receptionist or like act like a receptionist.
He even said that he's invisible too.
Right. Yeah. Which I thought was pretty funny. And then when he's walking in and kind of meeting the patients, there's somebody who walks up behind him and just goes, "Scumbag," which I thought was really funny. Just made me laugh. And then they really try to sell like the quote unquote crazy, like, because they just have a girl who's reading a magazine and then she tears a page out and eats it and keeps reading. And I'm like, okay, this seems like
80s movies with mental health.
Yeah.
Kind of like really ableist and weird.
Seriously. Like they made it so physical. Like there are a lot of shots of the outside of the facility where they have one or two people who are just standing like statues and looking down,
walking ridiculously.
Right. Like, I feel like that is the case in a lot of 80s films or even 90s, like when you see mental facilities that people are just like, I don't know, wandering. Like, anyway, wild. Okay. So Donald Pleasence, I said, has the perfect bald on top haircut. It is pristine. Yeah. So when Potter is taken up to the third floor and he's starting to meet the, four individuals who are then, try to kill him. Well, so when Hawks meets Potter and he seems super suspicious of him. And then right before Potter goes to leave, he goes, "Dr. Potter! Happy trails." I thought that was fucking hilarious. That made me laugh out loud. Was a good line. And then they go back, when they go back to Bane's office, he pulls out, he's like, "Hey, do you want to smoke?" And I thought he was going to offer him like a cigarette or something, but he pulls out a long ass fucking peace pipe and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's Oregon Sinsemilla. It's a great herb." And I've never heard of that. What is that? I'm going to look it up real quick. Oregon.
I have no idea.
The Oregon Sinsemilla is cannabis, also known as Sinsemilla, sense or sensai. It's the female cannabis plant that has not been pollinated and therefore does not develop seeds. Right. So it's literally just fucking pot. He's smoking weed.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
That was so cool. So yeah, he gets high while they're talking. And then he delivers a line right there. Bane does. He says, it's like an Indian proverb or something, but mind fast is crazy, mind slow is saint, mind stopped is God. And I just thought that was a neat line. The doctor then gave the priest a match, right? So the priest comes up to Potter and he's like, "Hey, can I have a match?" And Potter's like, "No, sorry, I can't give you a match." And then the priest is like, "Well,"
he throws a tantrum.
"Yeah, Bane always gives me a match when I ask." So the priest runs outside to find Bane, and he finds him and he says, "Hey, Doc, can I have a match?" And Bane's like, "Here, keep the pack." So the priest wanders off, and then 5 seconds later, you see him waving his burning jacket over his head. It was so fucking funny. I was like, dude, Bane.
This is why I thought Bane was just like not inmate, but like a patient,
like an actual patient rather than the leader of the whole group. Yeah, he just didn't give a fuck. He's like, I just trust people. I'm gonna get high and kind of see what happens. Which they based this on an actual psychiatrist who had some published works. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I found some notes about that, but yeah, that was interesting. When the sister shows up, so obviously,
animal people are creepy.
Animal people? Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. So the island of Dr. Moreau is playing in the background here. So there are animal people out there, aren't there? Nice. Fun shit, man. Yeah, so I think that possibly either Robert Shea, Jack Shoulder, or both were just getting high as fuck while they were getting this movie together. Because when the sister shows up, which is
I have that note too.
Yeah, the first thing she says, "You got any Rastafarians around here?" And I'm like, what? What the fuck?
And then she starts talking about reggae music, and I love reggae music. I just thought it was cringy.
Yeah, that was funny. And then so when the doctor's wandering around, I guess he's trying to. I think Potter hears that, Hawks wants to kill him from the priest, maybe, or somebody else. I don't remember.
No, Ray.
From Ray. Yeah, the security guard. That's right. So he hears that from Ray, like, oh, they're plotting to kill you. So instead, Potter goes to find Hawks to talk to him and say, like, hey, I didn't kill your old doctor, so don't kill me. And he starts talking about what their trips are.
He just started a new job. He didn't mean to get attacked. It was crazy.
What the fuck? Yeah. So Hawks starts talking about what everybody's trips are, right? So like the priest's trip is he lights, churches on fire, but there's always people in them. And then he's like, Fatty's trip is he likes to rape little girls. And my trip is I'm just figuring things out or whatever, right? So that's when you find out that the big guy is a child rapist, which I was just like, holy shit, this is not looking good, because we all know at this point that Potter has a little daughter, right? So they're just setting this up to be awful. All right, and then they head into the club. So a Potter sister takes them out.
Chop, chop, your mother.
Yeah, so that was the Sick Fucks, which is a real band. So if you guys like the music from this film...
They kind of remind me of like the Ramones meets the Misfits.
Yeah, the Sick Fucks were an actual band that... They were going to make a band like for the movie, but then I guess they heard the Sick Fucks and they let them keep their real name and just like allowed a real band to play.
Wasn't it Jack Palance who like saw them?
Maybe. You know what? Yeah. There's some trivia on that, but it wasn't about like finding the band. Yeah. It wasn't about finding the band, but anyway. Okay, so yeah, the Sick Fucks I thought were dope, and then the power goes out, and that's kind of where we are at in the notes. So I'm going to keep moving it forward.
And all of a sudden, everybody loses their shit for some reason.
Well, that's one of the consequences of keeping your citizens at a poverty level and not figuring out your social structures and making things better. Whatever, America. So the next morning, Preacher arrives at the Potter residence, pretending to be delivering a telegram, but Dan is not home.
They run that guy over and then they steal his hat.
They do, yeah. They're like, I want that hat. Yeah, they fucking hit him hard with that van. So pretending...
Landau looked hilarious with that hat on.
He looks insane. He does, yeah. So while Lila is at school, Nell accompanies Tony to a nuclear power protest where they're both arrested. Lila arrives home from school and finds Ronald in the house, claiming to be a babysitter. After Nell phones Dan from jail explaining what has happened, Dan calls Bunky, who then goes to check on Lila. She finds Lila asleep in her room, and she invites her boyfriend Billy there to have sex. Preacher kills Billy by dragging him beneath the bed and stabbing him, while Ronald strangles Bunky. Ronald? So, oh no, his real name is Ronald Elster, but they just called him Fatty. Yeah, so I was confused. I was like, why? Was it Ronald? No, it's Fatty. But yes, his real actual name is Ronald. So then Fatty strangles Bunky, picks her up, chokes her out. Lila later awakens unharmed, but Fatty has vanished. Dan arrives at home with Nell, Tony, and Tom, who's a fellow protester that Nell and Tony met in jail, whom Tony is attracted to. They find police at the house, and Detective Barnett is interviewing Lila about the missing Bunky and Billy. Lila explains that a man named Ronald, or Fatty, as we know him, babysat her. Dan recognizes him as one of the Haven patients, which is fucking terrifying because he should know his problems. And they should leave the house immediately, but they do not. They do not do that.
Isn't it wild that he only realizes what's happening towards the end, like after that whole thing happened?
Right. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Dan and Nell invite Detective Barnett to stay for dinner. While investigating the noise outside, Barnett is then killed with a crossbow by Frank, which is witnessed by the entire family. Finding the phone lines cut, the family barricade themselves in the house. Meanwhile, Dr. Bain arrives after unsuccessfully attempting to reach Dan by phone. Then he's hacked to death by Preacher with an axe. Dan attempts to reason with the men, assuring them he has not killed Dr. Merton. Ronald throws Barnett's body through a window, and Preacher manages to infiltrate the basement where he starts a fire. Dan then bludgeons Preacher with an fire extinguisher canister before he puts the fire out, locking the basement door behind him. Okay, so we'll just finish this out and then talk about the end of it. So Ronald enters the kitchen and attempts to kill the family, but they work together to disarm him before Tom kills Fatty, or Ronald, with a cleaver. Dan flees outside to retrieve Leo's car. While he does, Tom's nose begins to bleed profusely, revealing his identity as Skag, the Bleeder, the fourth patient. Hearing the screams, Dan flees back into the house. Skag, or the Bleeder, attempts to kill Tony, but Nell stabs him to death. Moments later, Preacher bursts out of the basement, but Dan stabs him to death. Frank appears with his crossbow, proclaiming, quote, "It's not just us crazy ones who kill," end quote. Dan pleads with Frank to spare his family. Suddenly, the electricity is restored, and Frank witnesses Dr. Merton being interviewed on a local news station about the missing patients. Hysterical, Frank smashes the television and flees into the night. A short time later, Frank arrives at a local rock club. A drunken woman approaches him inside. He pulls out a pistol, pointing it to her neck. Assuming he's playing a joke, the woman laughs, and so does Frank, and then the movie ends, and then there's a scream after it goes dark. So, all right, what do you have through the second half of that plot synopsis, buddy?
Okay. Why did you even ask if you know they're there when, like, you already know they're on their way to kill you? Like, they already had the plan. He knew about the plan when Ray told him.
Yeah.
He knew they escaped. Like, where else would they be going?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he should have known.
They only realized it after, like, they already started barricading themselves inside.
Right, exactly. No, he was very, for being a smart individual and like a doctor or whatever, he was very dim when it came to what was actually happening around him, you know?
Yeah, I thought it was also funny that Fatty's head was too big for the helmet, and I said that I totally get that. I have a big head.
Yeah. Oh, man. Side note, my son's second month doctor appointment was today, and he's like 76th percentile on head size. I was like, damn, boy, you got a big dome. Anyway.
When the waiter kills the guy with the garden tool.
Yep. He was like, I killed him.
And I thought the hockey mask was awesome.
Yeah, the hockey mask was cool. I found some trivia on that, actually, for a little bit later.
One of the last notes I have, because I saw that your notes were starting to become like my notes, like the same things.
Yeah.
So like I didn't like do for the ending because I just wanted to talk about it. But I loved when they hit the delivery guy before. He's like, "What are you, some kind of asshole?"
Right. Yeah. What do you? And then turns around and knocks him off that bike. He like flies like 10 feet in the air, man.
He does.
Yeah.
They gave the sister every like left leaning like stereotype.
They did. They did. Yeah. Every bit they could. Yeah. She was definitely stereotypical. Yeah,
that's all I have for now.
Okay. So yeah, I said here. Well, actually, I missed one note because they'd already killed Ray before I started the second half of that, but. I had a note in my list that said, "God damn that back crack backiotomy." So
I had
call back to last week.
I thought we already did that one. I know. I said Fatty gave Ray the Bane treatment.
Oh yes, yeah. He did. Holy shit, that was insane. When he picked him up,
he got snapped in half.
I thought he was going to throw him. I thought he was going to toss him into all of his shit, but he just fucking straight down on that knee. He was bent in half.
Snapping in half pretty much.
It was wild. That was wild. So I thought if Potter knows that the four did want to kill him, because he does, he's been told that, why would he not take one single precaution when the power went out and they escaped? If there's no power, then there's no security to keep them inside, because all they talked about in the beginning is electricity. So it was just terribly irresponsible, especially as a parent of a young child. I don't think you can allow yourself to take things for granted when it comes to putting yourself or your family into dangerous situations.
Yeah, I have a note. It says, why didn't they start locking the doors of the house?
Right.
Like, why did they let the daughter go to school or whatever when he knew they were on their way?
Right.
And she was going to come home and she was alone.
And he went to work. Like that part where he's calling Bunky to come over and check on his daughter. He went to work. Like, I guess he assumed his wife would be home, but then she got held up. Why would you even let your daughter be out
That
and
scene in the
about?
jail was funny.
Why is your daughter not just with you? Yeah, right. When they're when like the sister's flirting with who we would find
bleeder.
out later is the bleeder. Yeah.
Then my other one is the crossbow. I was excited to see it.
Motherfuckers. Also,
yeah, that's all I have.
even more intense when making him even more of a shit father, Potter, in my head. He knew one of these dudes was a rapist, a child rapist. Like, he knew that. And that he still didn't even take the precaution to make sure his daughter was not alone. Like, that's wild. Like, I'm really glad that they didn't decide in that script to go that direction. And
it kind of felt like it when you see the daughter asleep.
Right. It did. I thought maybe she had died. But
I thought she got drugged.
Yeah, you don't know, right? Luckily, all they did, they made it a relatively innocent interaction between the two of them. Like, oh, if you have paper, I'll show you how to cut anything you want. Let's go up to your room. But he did call her cutie, and he tried to hold her hand, and that was really skeevy. Like, that really bothered me. I don't know.
I gotta go pee. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, Alfredo Jones the 13th.
10 hours later.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Oh no. Have I been recording on my Mac the whole time? Oh no. All right. Hold on.
2,000 years later.
Okay. All right, friends. So if you didn't know, and the audio quality sounds terribly different now for the first half of this episode, or, most of it, I've been recording on my Mac microphone. So now things might sound a bit better, or
that's why it was like so scratchy at the beginning. I was having trouble hearing you.
Yeah, I think so. So now I should be coming through clear, and that's fucking annoying. But
awesome.
We do.
At least it's not
We're not professionals. I'm not professional here at VHS Damn. That's okay. It was me this time. Okay, so moving on. I don't know if you guys remember way back in the day, Joshua from Horror Depot came on, and he was talking about a film that he was going to screen called Horny Teenagers Must Die. So I just wrote that down. Horny Teenagers Must Die, because honestly, when Bunky's boyfriend comes over, that's exactly what they're setting up. Horny teenagers dying. So
I think it's wild because she's just like, she's in their house, but like she has like her clothes everywhere. What if they walked in?
Like, what if the parents came home and just found her clothes and then found her naked in the room? That's fucking weird. So
they should have also wondered that the killers were on the loose.
Right? Shouldn't she have known that too? There's so much irresponsibility in this film.
He had her come to the house and watch the kid, knowing that his patients escaped, knowing that they were going to kill him. Like, what the fuck?
Right. There's no responsibility from this doctor. He is a terribly irresponsible person. Yes. So they start, rolling around in the hay, and then the preacher or the priest or whatever, I don't know what to call him at this point. The preacher. Okay. So the preacher is under the bed at this point because they foreshadowed earlier, something scary being under the bed. So when the boyfriend comes running back after he locks the door, his legs are grabbed and he's pulled right under the bed. And so Bunky is on the top of the bed and she's like, what? And then a knife, the big ass fucking knife, comes up through the mattress and then it just randomly chases her around the bed. I thought that was really cool. Mm-hmm. I really liked that. That effect.
A very, very different slasher movie, in my opinion.
It is, yeah. And then when Bunky runs out of the room, and Fatty grabs her by the neck and holds her up and chokes her out. It was just a cool little set of kills there. And then once they're having dinner, so everybody's back at the house, and the cop's going out and he's kind of searching around the yard. I just wrote down Camp Arrow Whack because another arrow death. That's like 3. Is that 3 weeks in a row for arrow? No, it's 2.
2.
No, 2 weeks. Yeah, it's 2 out of the last 3.
Well, it wasn't in a row because Slaughterhouse there wasn't the arrow kill.
Yeah, 2 out of the last 3. Right. So there was an arrow kill in Sleepaway Camp and then an arrow kill in this. There was no arrow kill in Slaughterhouse, right? No.
We go back to our Friday the 13th one episode where there's an arrow kill.
That's the best. That's the best arrow kill. Right through bacon neck. So wild. And then, this was a line that I liked and I found interesting. So Bane shows up to their house, Leo, right? Mm-hmm. And Potter, he's trying to talk to the preacher. So Potter says out the window, Leo, they've gone crazy. Don't you think we should call the police? And Leo says, never. And tries to talk to him. And in most scenarios, that is absolutely accurate. Like, because the police will, when it comes to a mentally unstable
maybe Dr.
person.
Loomis learned his lesson.
Right. Maybe Dr. Loomis learned his lesson for sure, because the police will 99% of the time just execute the poor mentally challenged
stop
person.
Michael Myers, so they can't stop his new patients.
Yeah, maybe.
Yo,
maybe
what if this is like a sequel to Halloween? That'd be funny.
I think this is post-Halloween, where he's like, holy shit, I fucked up so bad, and he's gone on to start smoking weed and running a mental institution.
Yeah, he left Smith Grove to go to this one.
Right, he's like, I was so high-strung before, and now I'm just chilling, guys. I'm chilling.
I have a Dr. Loomis action figure, actually.
Oh, do you? Nice. Mm-hmm. That's cool. So fucking jump scares, man. There aren't any in this film really until the last fucking 5 minutes. So Potter's sister is obviously starting to have kind of her mental breakdown, and she's seeing things that aren't there, which is actually a good way that they set up the bleeder. So she's like seeing, the window being open, but it's not really open. And then a like zombie creature jumps up and scares the piss out of me at this point. First time watch for me on this. So what?
Tom Savini's design of that creature.
Yes, Tom Savini designed that fucking terrifying
the other effects artist on this is the effects artist from Don't Go in the House.
Oh, okay.
Tom Brumberger.
Okay. Yeah, it was all good. Yeah, but that fucking zombie jump, that scared the piss out of me. And
I
then,
forgot that was in the movie, and it was like 3 a.m, and it scared the shit out of me. Oh,
yeah? Yeah, so, it made me jump, and I was watching it at a normal time. It just fucking scared the shit out of me. So, you think the sister's going crazy at this point because she's obviously dealt with some, mental break in the past. So she sees the window that's open, but it's not. She sees the zombie scare the shit out of her, but then it's not. And then she goes back and she gets a hug from, this other protester guy that they brought home.
I think his name is Tom. Like that's.
Yeah, he might go by Tom. That sounds right. But he starts to bleed, or you think maybe she's going crazy, but there's blood dripping down her face. Well, come to find out, that is the bleeder, who I forgot about. I really forgot about him because he wasn't involved in all the other bullshit.
Because he disappears after he kills that one guy in the parking lot.
Right. And I honestly, after that point, I was like, he just left my brain. So I was like, this girl's going crazy. Blood's dripping on her face. But then you come to find out that's who's hugging her. So yeah, the bleeder shows up. He tries to choke out, the sister. And then, but before that, he had, killed Fatty with that cleaver. That was a good effect. And then he hits it into his bat. Yeah, he hit it in with a bat. And I thought that was interesting once we found out then that he was also a member of the Killers. So he didn't have a problem killing the other, the other 3 guys.
I think he was trying to get away with it, and then he just said "fuck it" at the end.
Maybe that was it. Maybe he just really wanted to kill the sister. I don't know. But it was a wild fucking ending when Hawks walks into the same bar and he's holding that gun to that girl's throat and he's just giggling and she's giggling.
I thought she was one of the patients from the mental institution.
I don't know. It felt like she was just on like ecstasy or something. Like she was high as fuck talking to him. I don't really know.
Was there ecstasy in the 80s? I thought it was a 90s thing.
I feel like there's ecstasy in the 80s. Let's find out. It's a good question.
You mean coke?
Was there? They were definitely doing a lot of coke. That's for sure.
liquid cocaine.
So ecstasy was used to enhance psychotherapy beginning in the 1970s and became popular as a street drug in the 1980s. So it was available.
Okay.
MDMA is commonly associated with dance parties, raves, and electronic dance music. Tablets sold as ecstasy may be mixed with other substances such as ephedrine, amphetamine, and methamphetamine. So
that's why a lot of people were dying in the 90s because they mixed it with ephedrine.
Right. E and meth, man. Methy. Methy. All right, cool. So that's all the notes I got, and that took us out of there. We can jump into production unless you got anything else you want to talk about on just our commentary.
No, our notes are honestly just like the same. That's why I you could see like I deleted some of them because like they were so similar. I was just like, no, this is not gonna. You just talk about it instead of just like saying notes back and forth for that one.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so some production content here. So Alone in the Dark was the first film, or one of the first films produced by New Line Cinema, which had previously been exclusively a film distribution company. According to director Jack Shoulder, he had listened to New Line founder Robert Shea mull over the idea of getting into production of low-budget horror films and pitched the idea of a, quote, group of criminally insane guys escaping from a mental hospital during a blackout in New York City and creating mayhem, and then getting rounded up by the mafia.
What? That sounds cool.
Citing a New York City blackout he had experienced several years prior as an inspiration. The script was considered too expensive to produce, so it was rewritten as a home invasion thriller without the, quote, mafia angle. While New Line raised money for the film, Shoulder worked as the editor of the 1981 slasher The Burning, which he credits with helping him learn about building scares and how to build suspense and tension. Shoulder has said that the character of Dr. Leo Bain is based on Scottish psychiatrist R.D. Lang, L-A-I-N-G, Lang? Yes, who espoused a similar philosophy regarding the treatment of mentally ill patients. Now, I did grab a quick little synopsis on R.D. Lang. So he lived from October 1927 to August of 1989 and wrote extensively on mental illness, in particular psychosis and schizophrenia. His views on the causes and treatment of psychopathological phenomena were influenced by his study of existential philosophy and ran counter to the chemical and electroshock methods that had become psychiatric orthodoxy. Lang took the expressed feelings of the individual patient or client as valid descriptions of personal experience rather than simply as symptoms of mental illness. Though associated in the public mind with the anti-psychiatry movement, he did reject that label. He regarded schizophrenia as the normal psychological adjustment to a dysfunctional social context, although later in life he did revise his own views. And he has been portrayed in another movie by David Tennant in 2017 in the film Mad to Be Normal.
He was Doctor Who, right?
That's David Tennant. Yeah, well, David Tennant's been in a lot of stuff. I think he was
also
Doctor
the
Who at
Purple
one
Man
point.
in Jessica Jones.
Yep, and he was in Good Omens. He's the demon in Good Omens. I really loved him in that. That was a good one.
No game.
So, awesome. Yeah. Just some trivia notes then. That's all the production content that I have, but some trivia notes. Apparently, one of the members of the Sick Fucks ran into Jack Palance. Why can't I ever pronounce his name right? Palance.
It's Palance.
I don't know either. I know, Palance. Years later, it's like I can say it if I'm not reading it. It's weird. Okay, so he ran into Jack Palance. God, fuck!
Help me, guys. Not even Scotty.
He ran into old Jackie P. years later in the streets of New York. He said that he told Jack, I was one of the sick fucks in the film. And then Jack replied, we were all sick fucks in that movie. So that was a cool reply there. Another one. So Tom Savini was brought in specifically to create the horrific monster apparition that Tony sees. Savini achieved the startling effect by covering an actor in a concoction of soap and Rice Krispie cereal. Very cool. Oh, man. Fucking Tom Savini is awesome. So next, the scene where Ronald or Fatty grabs Bunky by the throat and lifts her off the floor was done without any special effect at all. Apparently, the actor was an incredible weightlifter and actually
really
seized
her.
Carol Levy by the neck and lifted her for the shot. So he was able to pick her up just as she was. He's just a big motherfucker. So he probably could have actually broken Ray in half if he wanted to. And lastly, the last trivia note I have for you guys. In the movie, one of the killers named Skaggs, or the Bleeder, who's played by Philip Clark, was wearing a hockey mask while he killed someone outside of the store, which would then later become a trademark of Jason Voorhees in the Friday the 13th series. Jason started wearing his mask in Friday the 13th Part 3, which was released in 1982, the same year as this movie, but Friday the 13th Part 3 came out in August, while Alone in the Dark came out in November. So there's no way with production and filming timeframes that they could have known in Alone in the Dark that Jason Voorhees would be wearing a hockey mask. So it was
kind of like the Cropsey and the burning thing too.
Right. Circumstantial. People having the same ideas around the same time. It's the fucking Matrix, man. You know what I mean? Anyway. All right. That's all I got. Mikey.
Get out of Matrix.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it away with our release and home media.
Okay. Alone in the Dark premiered in the United States on November 19, 1982, and later screened at the 16th Annual Stygies Film Festival in 1983, where Elizabeth Ward received an award for Best Actress for her work in the film. Home media, there was an RCA CED video disc in 1982. Also a DVD by Image Entertainment under the license New Line Cinema in 2005. I have that in one of the boxes that's going to be coming to you. Would later be re-released film on June 5th, 2007. Part of the 2-4 movie pack. I hate those things. Those things are such big bad quality like DVDs. And then it was released for the first time on Blu-ray by Shout Factory in 2021. I have it right here.
Okay. Nice.
Came with this cool
good shit, man.
case.
That's an awesome cover. I love how they have the eyes. Yeah.
But this is honestly
nice.
We talked about before. The actual movie poster is iconic, even though like it doesn't happen in the movie.
Did I not catch that Donald Pleasence was like the cook in the diner?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I didn't even fucking catch that.
That's why he was behind the counter. That's why he like walked up.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Now we're going to go to Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Like this one's 1 star from 2022. 3 really good actors are wasted in a bizarre, silly early 80s horror movie. I don't think so. Is that it? I think it's a great like slasher meets home invasion movie.
Fuck. Yeah. Okay.
Next one, a fun early slasher flick. The combination of a group of maniacs set loose on a town during a blackout, the riots, chaos ensues for a chilling recipe. It clumsily tries to be commentary on rehabilitation, but kudos for going over there. Loving seeing legends like Palance and Landau slumming it.
Nice. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right.
There's one more I wanted to read.
Okay, yeah.
There was one that was calling it a non-slasher slasher movie, where it didn't feel like an actual slasher movie. Like it just felt like a home invasion meets like slasher movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I could see that.
Sorry, Rotten Tomatoes is killing my browser right now.
Son of a bitch! I missed. I'm always God damn it! They got away. Look at them. There they go, running. Fuck.
Did you hear that noise?
What is that noise? Oh no! No!
Hey,
yeah,
Dylan.
Not the ravioli boys. Yeah, get the fuck out of here! I'm gonna fucking cook you, you bitch.
Say my name.
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2. Fuck out of here! Fuck off! Fuck off!
I'm not even made out of skin.
Oh my god! He's just holes in a fucking ravioli. Holy shit!
I'm just sauce.
Oh my god! He's just sauce. He's spreading all over the floor. Oh, he's spelling something. It spells...
I'm the sauce god.
It says I'm the sauce god. I don't like working for Mikey, but I'm being forced into slave labor. What the fuck, Mike? How did you get these guys to work for you?
They just left.
Yeah, no, that's what the saw spelled on the floor before it ran out the fucking door. What kind of spell do you have on them, man? Did you learn black magic?
Yeah, I mean, I got scared of Dandy Man a couple episodes ago, so.
Yeah, he did just pop in through the air vent today. He's kind of been quiet a little bit up until this episode, though. Like, I haven't heard from him since like the 4th of July. So, who knows? Maybe he's
so much. I had to find my own group of creatures.
You know, he left a letter here once. I found it. I don't know if it was while you were out one day, and I had to do the show by myself. But you want to see it? Here, look. It says, I must kill Mikey to bring back the old one. And then it's signed Dandy Man. So I think he was trying to get me to help. But what's that mean?
We have to ask you, because you is the one who summoned Dandy Man, if you remember.
Oh, I don't remember that. I don't fucking know that much about Dandy Man. But yeah,
I can tell you.
Oh, God damn it. I really don't want to know. Okay, what? What is it?
He's the elder guy. He's kind of like Cthulhu, but he's made out of VHS tapes. We would believe in him.
The old one is an elder god made of VHS tapes?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh.
His arms are the spools.
The spools. Okay. So
the
their plan is
in his favor.
Okay. What the fuck? Go back in your closet right now. Okay. So I'm from what I'm gathering, then the plan is if they kill you, you open the portal somehow. Mm-hmm. And somehow now you know magic, and like, who the fuck are you then? Do I not really know you that well? I thought I knew you pretty well. Okay.
Word of the tapes.
You must have both Mikey and Ekim. Maybe that's like your other, like the other side of the door. Ekim lives on the other side, and then if they kill you,
where Mikey died near the funeral. I came back. He didn't.
No, I know that, but then he killed you, and fuck off. All right, I think I'm figuring this out, but we got to get these people out of here. So that's it, friends. Grab your popcorn, grab your candies, grab your soda pops. This week you're going home with some dope ass flicks. So first, from Dario Argento, you're going home with Opera from 1987.
Such an underrated movie of his.
Yeah, you know, I've not seen it, so I'll check it out. A hooded figure forces a young diva, played by Christina Marcellage, to watch as he murders performers in a production of Verdi's opera.
I think that's why Alfredo Jones hates you.
Oh, because of my Italian pronunciation?
Well, the Italian
Man, you know what I learned? Speaking of Italian, I learned something. So there is a serial killer that they never found, who was called like the Butcher of Venice, I want to say, or the Butcher of something. But so apparently there is this whole community out there of voyeurs. Like they have a name for it. So these guys go out into the woods every night and they vie for the best sites to be able to watch couples go out into their cars and fuck in the woods.
And they look for
and you can sell your spot. Like if you get a really good spot, you can sell it to other people and shit. And then you can hire a guide. Right. So all of these guys were trained on Horse Machine Ranch Road, apparently, but you can get a guide and they'll show you. I'm not fucking around. Like, I'm not making this up at all.
No, I know you're not. I was just being funny.
This is not a sponsorship by any means, but Time Suck by Dan Cummins is a very fun podcast that I listen to. He's hilarious. If you've never heard of Dan Cummins,
I think he'd
be sucking.
I laughed last time you said his podcast was Time Suck and his last name's Cummins.
Yeah. Oh, have I mentioned him before? Okay.
You did once or twice. I forgot which episode you talked about last time.
It might have been the last one. I don't know. But yeah, go check that out. If you some creepers out in the woods, man, you can get a tour guide to teach you how to be a weird ass creeper. Anyway, Italians, they're fucking weird. All right, next, Eyes of Laura Mars from 1978. Nice. That's directed by Ivan Reitman. Mm-hmm. Laura Mars, played by Faye Dunaway, is a renowned New York City fashion photographer who features sensual and violent images in her controversial work. Suddenly, Laura gains the ability to see visions from a serial killer's perspective, and it happens to be her friends and associates that he is stalking. Mm-hmm. Aided by the police and investigator John Neville, played by Tommy Lee Jones, very young Tommy Lee Jones here, Laura tries to prevent the murderer from finding more victims, but she has no idea who the psychopath could be. Very cool. Next, you're going home with just a, classic golden age slasher. Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Jack Shoulder directed this one, too. That's by New Line.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. Freddy's Revenge. That's directed by Jack Shoulder from 1982.
Very underrated.
So Jesse Walsh, played by Mark Patton, moves with his family into the home of the lone survivor from a series of attacks by dream-stalking monster Freddy Krueger. There, Jesse is bedeviled by nightmares and inexplicably violent impulses. It turns out Freddy needs a host body to carry out his gruesome vendetta against the youth of Springwood, Ohio. Also, speaking of which, random, I did see this in the trivia notes, but I didn't put it in. Fatty says that he's from Springwood when he's talking to the little girl, and that is an ode back to Springwood from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
So while Freddy gains influence, Jesse and his girlfriend Lisa race against the clock trying to figure out what's going on. Nice. All right, next, you're going home with Cujo. That's right. Very fun movie. Haven't seen it in years.
D. Wallace stars in it.
Yeah. So that's by Louis Teague from 1983. And this tale of a canine killer, a man's best friend turns into his worst enemy. When sweet St. Bernard Cujo is bitten by a bat, he starts behaving oddly and becomes very aggressive. As Cujo morphs into a dangerous beast, he goes on a rampage in a small town. Stay-at-home mom Donna, who's played by Dee Wallace, gets caught in Cujo's crosshairs on a fateful errand with her son, Tad. Stuck in their tiny car, Donna and Tad have a frightening showdown with the crazed animal. And then lastly, for the kids and the family, we're sending you home.
Oh, I did have one thing for that one. Okay. So the director of Cujo also did another movie we sent people home with, Alligator.
Nice. Okay, cool.
I thought it was interesting that he did 2 animal attack movies.
Yeah, for sure. No, that makes sense. All right, cool. Louis Teague. Nice. That last one for the kids and the family, The Brave Little Toaster to the Rescue. That's from 1997 by Robert Ramirez and Patrick Ventura. Is it the Robert Ramirez?
You mean Richard Ramirez?
No. You mean the Night
The
Stalker?
serial killer is Richard Ramirez.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were referencing.
Who am I referencing?
Robert Rodriguez.
Right. So this is The Brave Little Toaster to the Rescue by Robert Rodriguez Ramirez and Patrick Ventura from 1997. Very cool. Did I scan that one out?
Casey.
I think I did. Also, it's co-directed by the Night Stalker of Richard Ramirez. And you know what I just learned about? The Ripper of where was that? Out of Florida. God, that was in the 90s. I just listened to that one. That was another Time Suck episode. What was that called? Oh, Gainesville. The Gainesville Ripper. Yeah. That was particularly brutal. Okay. In this animated feature, Toaster and its appliance buddies, including Lampy, Blanky, and Radio, head off to veterinary school where their owner, Rob, is a student. But Rob's assistant, Mac, secretly wants to sell the animals being cared for to a lab where awful experiments will be performed on them. Luckily, Toaster and the pals are wise to Mac's scheme, and after the poor animals are shipped off, the appliances set out into the world to save them. Dun, dun, dun. All right, give me your money. Nice. All right, Mikey, what do we cover next week, buddy, before you are out?
The slasher movie by Jeff Lieberman, Just Before Dawn from 1981. It's pretty much like a backwoods slasher movie. These people go on vacation in the woods, and they're stalked by these hillbilly people.
Nice. You said it's like Deliverance meets a slasher film or something.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Cool.
Very underrated slasher movie, in my opinion.
All right. Well, we'll check it out next week, and we'll get going. We'll get going there. So, shout outs this week for me, as always. The Bearded Villain, man, you're awesome. Keep it up, Mike. You're the man. Mutant City Horror, love those guys. If you haven't checked out their show, give it a listen. The Movie Dumpster, I've been listening to them this week. They covered
Aren't they so amazing?
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. They covered like a book to movie episode where they were talking about what the fuck was it? Something with a bunch of rats, but my brain doesn't work anymore.
Episodes.
Oh yeah, those are cool. So that was
Joe's
cool.
Awesome.
They're cool,
I've spoken to Joe
cool
before.
set of people. So go check them out. And then if you haven't already, go check out Video Historical Society on Instagram. So Video Historical Society is actually somebody I know from Richmond. He's a really cool dude, and his name is Mike as well. And he's, we're getting the kids together, having a little, kind of play dates and stuff. So anyway, he's got cool shit. So what he does really cool is he will take the tapes out of VHSs that are like kind of busted up, and he'll put them into new cases, like the orange and green and like, those kind of cases and stuff. So it's pretty cool shit. If you're a VHS lover, go check it out. And that's all I got. Who you shouting out this week, buddy?
Okay. I'm shouting out Doom Generation Podcast. They just did a live stream, I think, like a week ago. They do this from time to time. It was awesome. Dissect That Movie Podcast. Or Dissect That Film Podcast. Sorry, guys. In Film We Trust Podcast. And then Happy Birthday to Jimmy. His birthday was like the other day.
Hey! Happy birthday, Jimmy. Nice.
Shout out to my wife, Katie, and my son, Sammy. And that's it.
Nice. All right, good shit, man. So don't forget, come on the podcast. If you have a project that you want to promote, shoot us an email at vhsdoom@gmail.com. Twerk till it hurts. Beep till you creep. Pickle them Ricks. Rest in peace, Harambe, you angelic bastard. Ribley Gibbons, praise Bibbles, and skibbity bibbity bibbity into your toilet, motherfuckers. God damn it, Mike. We really got to update that list, man, and it not be so ridiculous. But peace. We'll see you guys on the next fucking episode of ridiculousness. Is this the outro? Which one's the outro?
He doesn't even know the outro.
I don't. Is that it? Yeah, there we go.